Hello and welcome back to day 15 of my solve of this, the Ravensburger Escape the Sunken Submarine Advent Calendar. So each day we have to work out where the room is in order to be able to open it on the next day. So yesterday we worked out that the door for day 15 was here, and I had to open it to verify it was the correct one by checking for the number. There it is. But I haven't yet looked at anything else in there. Oh right, okay. So we have two bits of card fastened together as usual, and let's see what they say. I'll just zoom in. There we go. How surprising! Submarines also use the stars to navigate. Okay. And then on the back of this, what do we have? Ah, absolutely nothing. And then we have a star chart of Virgo with the V emphasised. And on the other side it says Cancer equals crab, Cetus equals whale, Delphinus equals dolphin, Dorado equals swordfish, Pisces austrinus equals southern fish. I don't know if I'm pronouncing this Latin stuff correctly. And Volans flying fish. Okay, right. And inside the room we have some pictures of constellations, and I assume that... Okay, right. So these are connecting to the calendar. There are pictures of all these things. Well, maybe not a flying fish, but there are pictures of a crab, I think, elsewhere on the calendar. Let's have a look at. Or we'll even just a look. We definitely have some of them anyway. There's a dolphin up here, and we have a whale. Well, I mean, do we have a whale? Yes, we have whales here. So I haven't opened the whale door. I haven't opened the dolphin door. And there's probably a crab. Yep, there's definitely at least one crab down here. Maybe others for all I know. And a swordfish. Is there a swordfish on here? Is this a swordfish? It could be. Well, yeah, it must be, mustn't it? It's got a big pointy nose. And then a southern fish. Well, I don't know what that looks like. And a flying fish. Well, flying fish, I only know skip above the water. And as to whether there's one on here, I can't say, but we can always look it up if we need to. For now, let's have a look in this room and see what's going on. Okay, so on the back of the room, there is a picture of the constellation Cancer and a picture of the constellation Cetus. I apologise, my pronunciations are wrong, but that's what I'm going to go with now. May as well commit. On the left we have Volans. On the right we have Delphinus and Dorado, and down the bottom is Pisces austrinus. At the top, nothing much to see. Now, what I should say is that yesterday we found one of these cards, and I thought I was going to need them on yesterday's puzzle, but I didn't. So behind door 14, I have put, in fact, there's a few things in here. Let's go through them bit by bit. I have put, don't think I need that. That's yesterday's prompt. But I have collected from previous days of the calendar 3 other constellations, and I would assume I need these today. We'll soon find out. And then also yesterday I spent a lot of time trying to work out how this bit of paper was involved, a bit of tracing paper. And then somebody pointed out in the comments, rather embarrassingly, I didn't notice that it has a 15 here. Now when I, solving this on camera, look at my screen, I have a relatively small box below my camera so that my eyes don't wander too far away from where you are. But I did not notice that. It's not quite small for me, but it's really flipping obvious when you watch the video back. So there we go. Right, there's a 15 here, and this is obviously for today. So no wonder I couldn't make it fit in yesterday's room. I felt very silly when I realised that. So, the obvious... One thing I discovered yesterday is that this doesn't fit over any of the constellations I already had. It's possible that all of them fit over Virgo, but honestly, I don't think that's the case. So for example, this bit here obviously doesn't fit over it. So this sheet does not fit over these. Now, I suppose it's possible that, like yesterday, I don't need these. So I will start by focusing on this because, look, it clearly says 15 in the corner, so it must have something to do with this room. And what are these triangles and squares for as well? There are 2 squares and 2 triangles. And superficially, you would think they lined up with something. But if so, then it's not clear to me what that thing they line up with is, because there are no squares and there are no triangles in this room. My guess is we're just selecting a constellation, and are they all the same ones in here? I think they are. Cancer, yes. Cetus, yes. Delphinus, yes. And Dorado, yes. And Pisces, or Pisces, austrinus, and Volans, yes. They're the 6 ones that are in here. So presumably this bit of paper fits over each other in some way. I mean, obviously not all of them simultaneously. Yes, I think it does. So for example, on the left, that bit fits over Cetus. So we can label this bit here as Cetus. Appreciate you can't see that very neatly, but I'll show it closer in a minute. And then one of these would be presumably be, how many are there on this sheet? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fragments. Okay, look, so I may have that bit on the left may or may not be Cetus, but this bit definitely fits. So I think I probably should be filling in the rest of this. So I'm not sure I can do that very neatly with my pencil while holding the camera. Right, so I could do that on camera in the end, but I've drawn over it, and then the two lines on the right, which correspond to this edge of this triangle here, and actually terminate on the card, then connect into these two lines on here. That is definitely Cetus with a bit extra on it. And then what are these other lines? Are they all Cetus, perhaps? Where does that fit? Does it fit here? No, it clearly doesn't. Does it fit on some other part of it? Right here, perhaps? It does actually fit there. Are they all Cetus? Is that the point? It does actually overlay perfectly with those 2 points and the white line. I'll just shift it off so you can see. But that does actually fit exactly there. So I think that all of the points on here line up with Cetus in some way or another. But what are the triangles and squares for? I mean, I think that probably I don't need these then. On the back is something for a future puzzle again, I think. I don't need them yet. I'll put those away back in door 14. Away you go. In which case, I don't need this picture, but I do need this. Now, if I'm correct, all I've done is use this bit of paper to identify Cetus, the whale, and then I'm going to open a door, which happens to be by here, with the whale on it. And I don't know what the squares and triangles are for. Perhaps they're just decorative to confuse me. Okay, so I was just about to open the whale door, and I've actually realised, I think, that probably the symbols are for assembling Cetus. So the fact that all the bits line up with it is sufficient to identify it for sure. Right, I've rubbed my lines off. So I think what I was actually meant to do was fold the square onto the square, like that, and the triangle onto the triangle like that. And that would create if I hold it this way, the Cetus constellation. I can zoom in, can't I? And that would create, if I push it together hard enough, can you see? Yeah, that's what I was meant to do. But I mean, literally, the way I lined it up and drew over it was functionally the same. I verified that all the bits were part of it. It's just another way of arriving at the same answer. So it gives me a lot of confidence that I'm correct now. And I should be opening this door with a whale to check that I have successfully solved it. So we're expecting behind here to see a 16, meaning that it's tomorrow's puzzle. Oh, these doors are very solidly, and there's a 16. We won't look at anything else. Great. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. Maybe you realised I was supposed to fold that sooner. And to those of you who spotted it had a 15 on it, which is hardly subtle really when I look at it, then well done on that as well. Yesterday, that is. So anyway, hopefully you'll join me when I shall try and solve that door we just opened tomorrow. But until then, by here are solves of 3 other Advent calendars last year, and 3 I'm solving this year, including this one. And by here is my channel if you'd like to subscribe and help find my future videos. But until I see you in the next video, take care and goodbye.